You are watching Travel World Online.
Amity University's Noida campus celebrated World Tourism Day by hosting its 19th Symposium, centered around the theme of smart tourism and green investment. This event, held in partnership with the Tourism and Hospitality Skill Council, THSC, convened industry experts, dignitaries, and students to deliberate on the future of sustainable tourism. The guest of honor, H. Dillam, the High Commissioner of Mauritius in India, graced the occasion. In his address, he highlighted the crucial role that students play in advancing the tourism industry through technology while also preserving the environment.
Why? Because it gives me an opportunity to express myself on this important topic. And we are all concerned with the effects of climate change. And on this occasion, I think it is high time, it is right that we highlight the difficulties, the problems that we are going to face in the future, especially the effect of climate change. Now, tourism, as you know, and Tourism Day today is a day when we need to reflect on what type of tourism we want to promote. It is also an opportunity to think about its impact, not only on the people, but on the planet, on the future. We just listen that 1 out of 10 working people works for the tourism sector. So how important is it? So tourism is a driver for economic development, for inclusive growth and development, as well as environmental sustainability. The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic brought a halt to the tourism industry around the world, which made many countries to adopt a series of proactive measures to bring back the tourism industry to normalcy. The pandemic was one of the issues that affect travel and tourism. However, the world today is still experiencing increased frequency of extreme events due to climate change. We need to redefine and recalibrate the direction and narrative of tourism investment for a more sustainable future for the people, the planet, as well as the prosperity for all. Now, to achieve those, it is high time that new and innovative solutions, not just traditional investment, but also investment for more economic growth and prosperity for all. And to achieve this, I have certain points like you need investment in education and training. This is very important, especially if we want to transform, if we want to bring it more important to tourism. You need to have more investment in skills, investment in education, skills and development. Now, second is investment in infrastructure. That has already pointed out is very important. This can only lead to more development in this sector. Now, investment in technology, there is no need to emphasize on this. Without the development, without investment in technology, we cannot achieve those aims. Now, apart from this, we all need to unite, whether it is university, academics, private sector, public sector, all the stakeholders in this sector, you need to unite and work in tune with Mother Earth. Now, there is also a need, we have also heard about the cultural heritage, which is also important to tourism, and it brings to the fore the national pride in the nation's history, domestic tourism, and stimulate a respect for an understanding of all the cultures and promoting peace and understanding. Now, I will just make a reference as to almost 80% of the travel and business tourism sector is made up of micro and small enterprises, making them especially vulnerable to disruptions in demand and income. This is also very important. The role of the micro, of the SMEs is very important in this sector. Now, therefore, there is a need to utilize our natural resources sustainably with a focus on minimizing the depletion and pollution. At the same time, it is important to note that the welfare of human society is directly linked to the sustainable use of natural resources. Given green tourism has gained widespread acceptance in the tourism industry all over the world. The national policy, as well as, let me refer to Mauritius, which is well known for its green investment and green tourism. The national policy so far has been to promote Mauritius as a premium destination, maintaining a high-end positioning, which focuses on quality rather than quantity. Accordingly, Mauritius has been working towards maintaining the destination as an attractive and desirable one while minimizing the impacts on the environment and infrastructural services. An expansion sector without due consideration to environmental preservation will be unsustainable in the long run and will therefore favor value more than volume. The sustainability of any destinations remains a key priority. Sustainable tourism encompasses responsible travel to places that conserve the environment, sustain the well-being of the local people, and involve interpretation and education at the same time. Today's tourist is conversant with green tourism initiatives. We should therefore endeavor to keep in line with the green expectations of the millennium tourists. Methods that to promote an eco-friendly tourism include a better monitoring of tourism activities, the enforcement of regulations for the protection of our natural assets, and the active lookout for innovative methods from which Mauritius or any other country's destination can further develop the sustainable tourism initiative. We recently went through the G20 resolutions, declarations, and we have seen the importance given. Just now it was mentioned Australia and it fits us very well. The meeting that was held in Goa highlighted on smart tourism, highlighted a lot on how we should achieve this green investment and green tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, the tourism industry has embraced the idea of smart tourism destinations emerging from the concept of smart cities. The evolution and application of digital technologies are profoundly changing the way people live, work, travel, and do business. And in this process, they are transforming and reshaping tourism. The scope and uptake of digital technologies varies across countries, sectors, organizations, and places. The resulting opportunities and barriers create an uneven playing field, which is exacerbated by a growing gap between tech-driven and globally connected tourism business sector. The traditional micro and small businesses often characterized by low-tech business practices. Much attention today has focused on digital marketing and e-commerce as a way of reaching new markets, engaging customers, and building brand. I think this is my message. I'm very again thankful to everyone who has highlighted this topic on such an important day that is.
He remarked, the recently concluded G20 summit theme, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which translates to One Earth, One Family, underscores the potential of tourism to foster global unity, knowledge exchange, and learning. Additionally, the contribution of SMEs and startups is pivotal in promoting green investments within the tourism sector. Shweta Sharma, who of Hotel Spider, India, underscored the significance of sustainability in tourism. She emphasized, we cannot underestimate the importance of sustainability in tourism. The industry must prioritize practices such as reusing, recycling, waste reduction, and the adoption of sustainable measures. Technology has permeated all sectors and has spurred innovation and development. The tourism industry must fully leverage new technologies to enhance efficiency and progress.
So when we talk about the technology here, technology has become an integral part of the industry, whether I say about the travel or hotels or hospitality as I call it. Let's not take it in an approach that it's going to be acceptance of technology is still harsh. I have no clue how, but yes, that is the reality, and going forward technology is going to become and use only one single extranet. Even that can be called as a sustainability. So, let's not make it a harsh word. Let's make it a very simple, cutthroat word that yes, sustainability. And if we are talking about on this World Tourism Day, we have to accept the technology in every partial way of starting from talking to the client or welcoming the hotel, welcoming the consumer or guest in the hotel to a travel agency, and then of course giving them an exit or making them travel. That is very, very clear, and of course I wish you all a very, very good luck and we hope to get connected with Dr. Sajnani for hiring some of the key resources from this bunch of the youngsters that I see here, sir. And keep this in mind that one day or some other day you have to accept technology in a very, very friendly way as a part of your curriculum as well.
Jyoti Mayal, President of the Travel Agents Association of India, TAI, and Chairperson of THSC, explored the themes of smart tourism and green investments. She encouraged students to embrace adventure and stay updated on the latest developments while advocating for local initiatives.
So I'll just start with one thing. Why are we here all today? We are here because we are very passionate about tourism. Anyone who gets into the tourism business has to be very passionate about it. It's not about money making. Yes, money is very important. But it comes within you. So it's always said, the Saint Augustine said it so clearly, that world is a book. And those who do not travel read only a page. And it's not a new saying, it's a very old one. But that's very true. Because if we don't indulge ourselves in travel, in experiences of life, we don't learn. But on this auspicious occasion of the World Tourism Day, I would like to extend my warmest greetings to each and every one of you today. Today we come together to celebrate the power of tourism and the immense potential it holds for our planet and its people. And it's very important to hear this, because I think we are still very confused with the word of sustainability, ecotourism, and all these lovely fashionable words which we are using today. They say travel takes us out of our own comfort zones and inspires us to see, taste and try new things. It constantly challenges us, not only to adapt and explore new surroundings, but also to engage with different people, to embrace adventures as they come and share new and meaningful experiences with friends and loved ones. I would love my loved ones to hear me, because I think that's the reason we are here. I know you would love to chat, even I did when I was in college, but I think it would be nice if we could hear each other. I would love to hear something from you after I finish speaking, so be ready for it. As this recent research said, that more than 333 million people are working in travel and tourism, which is about 1 in every 10. And believe you me, it's going to increase, and that's where you will all be. That's really a huge number we are getting into. It's indeed very fascinating and scintillating. Global industry that is moving rapidly, forgetting the pandemic to explore the unexplored. But this comes with very new challenges for the people and the planet. What needs to be taken care of on this World Tourism Day is that we have to give a thought to not just productivity, but what we are leaving for future generations, and that's you and your children coming forward. In the words of Bruce Spoon-Tip, I don't know how many people have heard of him. He was a producer of the documentary, if anyone has seen that, called The Last Tourist. Travel is a privilege, not a right. The Last Tourist encourages us to become conscious consumers, and each one of us are a consumer too, when we decide how to travel and where to travel. As tourists, we need to think more carefully about the impact of our choices and ask some questions. When we decide to stay at a beautiful resort, who is going to benefit monetarily? Is the hotel owned by the local community? How can we minimize our contribution to pollution and climate change? To protect the beautiful places we love to visit. We need to rethink tourism and act responsibly, and that's our job. We need to be vocal for local. Smart tourism is the future of your tourism. Imagine traveling to a brand new place where you don't speak the language, but your phone does. It can translate signs, menus, and even hold a conversation with the locals. It can guide you through the streets, recommend the best local dishes, and even help you to make new friends. This is the power of smart tourism, and this is continuously changed. The way we travel is going to keep changing. Sustainable and experiential travel options are gaining popularity, and as people become more conscious of the environmental impact, and you are the ones who are going to come out with these technologies to drive these things. So you need to give it more emphasis on what you hear so that you can put it into actual practice. We need to recognize the enormous opportunity to blend our expertise in technology and tourism to build a more future-facing impact in India. The idea behind the Smart Tourism program is to establish India as a world-leading smart destination through innovative projects, research and partnerships. Smart tourism, just like smart cities, is not just a passing phase, but the future of the sector. In fact, the only way to ensure that the world of recreation or business trips doesn't become a victim of its own success is to find a balance today between competitiveness, sustainability and the well-being of visitors and hosts alike. Tourism is just not about traveling and exploring new destinations. It's a catalyst for change, a force that can shape our world for the better. As we stand at the crossroads of economic recovery and environmental sustainability, it is imperative that we embrace smart tourism and green investment as the guiding principles for the future. Smart tourism is about leveraging technology and innovation to enhance the travel experience, improve efficiency, and minimize the impact on the environment. It involves harnessing the power of data, artificial intelligence, and connectivity to create seamless and personalized experiences for travelers while preserving the cultural and natural heritage of our destinations. Green investment, on the other hand, is about channeling resources into sustainable tourism projects that generate economic growth, protect the environment, and benefit local communities. It is an investment in our future, a commitment to leave behind a legacy of responsible tourism that can be enjoyed by generations to come. Dear students, I say that again, you are the torchbearers of change, the architects of a new and sustainable future. Your passion, creativity, and dedication will shape the tourism industry of tomorrow. I urge you to embrace the principles of smart tourism and green investments in your studies and future careers. Keep reading about it. The world is too small, otherwise it will end quickly. Educate yourselves about the latest trends and technologies in the tourism industry. Stay informed about sustainable practices and initiatives that are transforming the way we travel. Be curious, ask questions, and challenge the status quo. Remember, innovation is born out of curiosity and the courage to question the norm. Adoption of sustainability is not fashionable, but feasible and a must today. And to drive this knowledge alone is not enough. It is an action that will drive this change. Take the lead in promoting sustainable tourism practices within your communities and organizations and your schools and colleges.
Vinod Jutshi, former Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, discussed critical factors for smart tourism. These included digital information and services, personalization through data analytics, smart transportation, environmental monitoring, and disaster management. He underscored the imperative of sustainable practices for nature conservation and environmental safety.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amity University deserves compliments for having organized this international symposium on the subject Smart Tourism and Green Investments, which is not only the theme of World Tourism Day as declared by UNWTO, but are also the guiding stars that could take global tourism towards the stated objectives of growth with sustainability. Friends, why smart tourism and green investments in tourism have become so significant at this point in time? To answer this question in brief, smart tourism and green investments in tourism are two essential things for making the tourism more sustainable, more environmentally friendly, more economically valuable for the overall well-being and prosperity of the people and the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, today's symposium is an ideal platform to deliberate as to how all of us, the tourism stakeholders, can make tourism smarter and greener. Let us first understand these concepts in some more detail. What is smart tourism and what are green investments in tourism? Taking up smart tourism first, ladies and gentlemen, it is the use of technology and data-driven solutions to improve efficiency, sustainability, and overall quality of tourism experiences. And the key components of smart tourism are: number one, digital information and services, which means having access to information about destinations, about accommodation, about transportation, about activities through the digital platform. Secondly, personalization means using data analytics to provide personalized services to tourists based on their experiences, their preferences, and behavior. Thirdly, smart transportation solutions, primarily to reduce the environmental impact of travel. Fourthly, environmental monitoring, which means monitoring and managing environmental factors like air quality, waste management, and water usage in tourist destinations. Crowd management is the fifth one, utilizing data to manage tourist inflows and to prevent overcrowding at popular destinations. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, disaster management by implementing systems in case of emergencies and natural disasters. So, friends, to sum up, smart tourism not only enhances the visitor experiences, but it also contributes to minimizing resource consumption and environmental impact. Now, what are green investments? Friends, as we all know, the overall disruption in the tourism sector brought about by COVID-19 has provided us an opportunity to redefine and recalibrate the direction and narratives of tourism investments. The green transformation of the tourism sector is the answer to fulfill this objective. So what could be the areas for green investments? Friends, firstly, sustainable accommodations means by investing in eco-friendly hotels, lodges and resorts that reduce water consumption, that implement waste management practices. Number two, adoption of renewable energy. Thirdly, conservation initiatives. Fourthly, community development. Nextly, eco-friendly transportation infrastructure. And lastly, to educate tourists and industry stakeholders about responsible tourism practices. Ladies and gentlemen, having explored the virtues of smart tourism and green investments, let me quickly mention how the stakeholders in the tourism sector, including governments, are making efforts to bring this true concept into practical implementation in letter and spirit. Firstly, having been in government, ladies and gentlemen, as a secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, I would like to apprise the audience. The Government of India and many state governments have already taken proactive steps in this direction. The new draft national policy of Government of India envisages setting up of two missions. National Digital Mission, basically, which will bring in smart tourism, and National Green Mission, which is going to bring green investments. In fact, many state governments have come out with smart tourism and green tourism friendly policies also. However, a lot has to be done, ladies and gentlemen. In coming times, if we want to make India as one of the leading destinations in smart tourism and green investments, I wish to suggest from this platform some of these steps which both the governments and the private sector could take in order to bring this concept into reality. Firstly, government has to formulate fiscal policies and economic instruments for green tourism. Secondly, there has to be green tourism friendly taxation and subsidy policies. Thirdly, there should be facilities to access the capital for green investments to the private sector. Fourthly, to forge partnerships with private sector for promoting green tourism. And lastly, to bring in destination-centric model for planning, development and management of tourism destinations. In fact, the new draft tourism policy also emphasizes a very game changer for concept of destination management organization, which means that every destination will have a DMO which will see that the whole destination is brought up in a sustainable manner. And as regards how government can provide smart tourism, gentlemen, India has a strong digital public infrastructure, and we have seen how India's efforts have been appreciated, ladies and gentlemen, whether it is UPI, whether it is digital infrastructure. We are being one of the leaders in this world. And what the tourism ministry should do is to encourage the private enterprises to embrace these technologies and innovations. Secondly, digitalization of micro, medium and small enterprises, MSMEs, can be a game changer for bringing in smart tourism services.
Kush Kapoor, CEO of the Roseate Group of Hotels, advised students to focus on TIPS, which stands for Transparency, Innovation, Passion, and Simplicity. He remarked, India is currently the world's fastest growing economy, presenting a golden opportunity for students. They should seize these opportunities.
I was fortunate enough to send 4 of my chefs from Indian hotels to UK hotels for 5 years on work permit visa. One of my spa therapists from Indian hotels is heading the spa in one of my UK hotels. So that's what the Indians are being looked out by the world right now. 90% of, I would say, the top 10 corporates who are the CEOs of the world are all Indian origin. We can be employed as hospitality, we can be employed in any of the industries, you name it, be it banking, airline, call center, hospital, you name it, and we are all there present right now. So and this is obviously one of the hottest, I would say, the industry in the country, because in India, we are still talking about the hospitality industry is still yet to start. And when we talk about the fastest growing economy in the world, we know where the future is leading up to. Last but not the least, I will only stress on for all the students sitting out here, this is the golden era where you are present in. The last year, 2022-23, was one of the finest era in terms of the business of the revenues I have seen in the last 25 years when I've been in the hotel industry. And this year is equally good, and we only see this thing rising up. What we need quality, skilled manpower. Yes, that's a challenge, but that's what we all have come together to fill the gap right now. And the students sitting out here are the people who we look up to fill the gap right now. And we all know the future is all bright for the hotel industry in India. Last but not the least, just a small tips. It's a 4-letter word which I always use. That's TIPS. Whatever you do, wherever you do, whichever part of the world you are in, please make sure your work is always transparent. That's T. I stands for innovation. Make sure every single day you are innovating on something. And that's what Amity University stands perfectly for also. P in TIP stands for me, the passion. If you're not loving something, please do not stress yourself day in and day out. Stop doing that and start looking for something which you actually love for. And as we all are human beings, please keep it as simple as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rajan Sehgal, President of the India Golf Tourism Association, ICTA, emphasized the need for a harmonious blend of technology and human skills. He encouraged students to heed the advice of industry experts while nurturing their creativity and individual talents.
You know, you are not applauding in a big way, so please applaud. So first of all, a big welcome to all of you on the World Tourism Day. As my youngster Kush Kapoor, he told you in the beginning that maybe after a few years you will be on the dais. So when we are sitting on the dais, or you will be sitting on the dais, I am observing people are watching their telephone, somebody is talking and people are leaving the hall. You know, these are the ethics which you have to follow. If you don't listen to these experts, you will miss a very good opportunity of your life. You know, when I was part of the college, when I was doing my graduation to tourism, and Mr. Sajnani is also from the same college, we we also try to do like this, talk and miss the opportunity when the experts were talking on the dais. I will just go a little bit. I can see some people are still talking on the third row in the middle. So I think if you can listen to them, she must be around 65 years that time. It was 5 years back, and she said, "Sir, I am so and so from Junagadh." You know what Mr. Ratan Tata told her? "Lady, I don't see you at my pool at Taj Mahal Hotel in Mumbai these days." The lady was shocked that how come Ratan Tata knows that I use the pool of Taj Mahal Hotel in Mumbai. So this is the greatness of these men. This thing I will never forget in my life. When I spent 10 minutes with great Raj Kapoor ji, and I was watching him, that how he makes the music, how he directs his film, and how he talks to the stars. It was a learning. You can't get this knowledge by doing your graduation, but spending 10 minutes with these experts, you can do lots of things. So come back to the industry. Whenever they are talking, listen to them properly. You will gain something. The more you keep on learning, you will stay young and you will be expert. You have to keep two things in mind: the patience and passion. If you have taken this tourism and travel, tourism, hospitality industry, I think you are really blessed. You are in one of the best industry. Jyoti ji, Yuchi ji, or everybody, even myself. We are more than 35 years in this travel industry, and we are still smiling. There was COVID when people said that everything is standstill, nothing will move. The first thing which bounced back was the tourism industry. And when after the pandemic, the tourism people start moving. The people, everybody said it's a revenge tourism. But in the tourism industry, revenge is not the word. It's the only industry which connects people, which connects countries, which connects culture, so many things. So it was not the revenge tourism, it was the bounce back tourism. So same way you have to bounce back. You are in the industry where if you are working in a hotel like Kush is there, in one day you can meet 10 different nationalities which you never can meet if you are working in a bank or in a factory or in a school. You can't. Meeting 10 nationalities in one single day, you can see how much knowledge you will increase. 3 days back, we just finished our annual convention of Public Relations Council of India. We have 200 delegates from Public Relations, Media, Communication, where Dr. Justi ji was there, His Excellency was there, and the experience we gained from them, it was amazing about technology. Technology is coming in a big way. I know you are blessed that you are getting. When we started our career, I told a few days back in the same university that we used to depend on the MTNL phone, which works 3 times in a week, and 4 times it was not working. So we don't have any computers, we don't have any mobile phone, we have to issue tickets by hand, we have to call the airlines. If the phone was not getting, we have to take a 3-wheeler, go to the airlines and get the ticket confirmation. But don't depend too much on technology. Your server is your mind. Keep your server alive always. The server of a computer can down, but then you can't do anything. If your server is working, your mind is working fertile, you can be a great successful person. So always keep on learning, always observe people, always listen to the experts. You are in one of the best universities in the world, not in India, but in the world. So you take maximum advantage. So you are in the travel industry, take it with passion. And in India, the tourism is not only issuing tickets, hotel booking or car rental. We are into wedding tourism, into golf tourism, into film tourism, heritage tourism, and now into border tourism. So we have so many avenues in that. And I always, Sajnani ji, when I was speaking, Sajnani ji always sees the watch. I want to say so many things, but whatever these people are experts are telling, listen to them, and you will be a great guy and on the dais very soon. Thank you very much.
Professor Dr. M. Sajnani, Dean of the Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism and Director of Amity Institute of Travel and Tourism, extended a warm welcome to the attendees and highlighted the symposium's objective, raising student awareness about the significance of smart tourism and green investments. The event served as a platform for stimulating discussions, expert insights, and a call to action for the next generation of tourism professionals to lead the industry toward a sustainable and technologically advanced future.
Tourism is one of the core competency areas of Amity University. And students who are sitting in large number here, who are from the hospitality institution, from our tourism institution, we are amongst the very few institutions of the world who are not only providing a platform to our students to be trained in their local language, in their local industry, but also giving them an opportunity to do a part of their program abroad. Amity today has got 12 universities in India, ladies and gentlemen, to Ireland, they can go to America and can do the apprenticeship training from this year onwards. So please take a full advantage of this opportunity which is being provided to you. Give your institution a huge applause. Dr. Sajnani is a world-class professional who has been spearheading and has played a very important and key role in establishing hospitality and tourism institution of Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. And I was asking Dr. Sajnani before coming here that what are our priorities for 2023 and 2024. And he said that my priority is my students. We want that we should be able to work very closely with the industry. And that is a reason that Dr. Sajnani is trying that from this year onwards, we should have at least 50 MOUs with the leading hotels and the industry with whom our students should work day and night. Because at the end of the day, it has got hundreds of members, and dear students and faculty members, I think that you are lucky that you have got a support of tourism and hospitality skill concept. Please take full advantage of the kind of support they are providing to this institution. The second priority Dr. Sajnani was saying was that we want that we should be working and we should be teaching students with lot of research. So for our second concentration has been that we should be helping our faculty members to increase their research contribution along with the industry. So H-Index is one of the main focus areas on which our Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism is working. And this conference which we are organizing on the World Tourism Day is a step forward towards it. We have seen that Indian academics, they have produced some of the brightest brains in the world. I was just looking at the data before coming here. 29% of the top academics, they are from our country, India. We should be amongst the top 5 institutions of the country which are not only teaching, but which are teaching and aligning their teaching with the world-class research. So compliments to you, Dr. Sajnani, that you have been working. The third fundamental area on which we are working is that we should be able to give opportunity to our students that if they want and they can do a semester with the industry. So in the last semester of all the students who are doing their undergrad programs, under the NEP, we are the first university to offer this. That your last semester you can do with the industry, and it will be known as internship and apprenticeship program, which will be offered to all the students. So with these three priorities, working closely with the industry and celebrating your presence at Amity University, we feel so happy that we are organizing today World Tourism Function at Amity. Once again, very warm welcome and for the pleasure speaking to you all.
We can see who is who in this sector of tourism. And our good Vice Chancellor has already welcomed them. I don't want to repeat, but certainly I can say on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, on behalf of our Chancellor, Honorable Chancellor, once again, I welcome him, sir, all who are sitting on the dais. and who are of the dais sitting over here. You are who is who in the tourism sector. Now, some of the things that are coming, I could see that why do we celebrate Tourism Day? We celebrate Tourism Day because we like to create awareness about the tourism. And the theme of this celebration day, what beautifully has been coined, Dr. Sajnani, has been very much for defining this word, the smart tourism and green investment. Now, G20 we have just now celebrated, and there we gave the slogan that one earth, one family, one future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This one earth, one planet, one future is essentially trying to bring us all together like a family. And this is the concept that Amity has been propagating. This is the concept our Honorable Comrade President has been propagating, that together we shall change the world. And how do we come together? And the mechanism, one of the mechanisms of coming together is through tourism. And that is most important thing that we must remember, and this is the philosophy of our Amity University. Now, if you can look at some of the figures, that tourism accounted for about 4% of the global economy. 4% of the global economy, and it was before the COVID-19 pandemic. The sector suffered large losses during 2021. Now, capital investment, including foreign direct investment, also dropped sharply. Since then, global tourism has been gathering pace, bouncing back slowly but steadily in the pre-pandemic level. Now, question is coming, why this concept of the green strategy of tourism has come? And it is our concept how to reduce, reuse and recycle. Reuse and recycle in managing and minimizing waste, using energy and water responsibly, reducing fossil fuel use and using green energy such as solar and wind energy. So there are examples. We have seen that this example of the green tourism has already been implemented by 6 centuries sort of BC. And now the homestead tourism is coming, ecotourism is coming, and it's a great way. It is just benefiting the people of different nations. Now, today is the day when you have to develop some narratives, and that will be the great way of celebrating the World Tourism Day. And this, I think, 26 we are celebrating, but actually it is supposed to be 27. So we are celebrating it today. Maybe we are one step ahead. So the narrative that we need to develop, how can green financial and investment mechanism help accelerate the sustainable transformation of the hospitality sector? So this narrative we need to develop. This narrative need to develop because the way that this sector has suffered due to the pandemic. And now we all know that investment plays an important role in the recovery of the global tourism and needs to contribute more to its greater and more sustainable future. The second narrative that we need to develop, how can private investors and policymakers be motivated to support increased investment in greening the tourism sector. The third narrative we need to develop, how can the use of new and green technologies in tourism be encouraged in order to support global climate commitment and target, because we have already committed that there will be zero emission by 2017. And world is still in 2030, but we have given the target, or Prime Minister has given the target 2017, that there will be zero emission. How can innovation be stimulated in order to generate new technologies and business models to facilitate the emergence of the new climate solutions of tourism? What can be done to unlock finance for green investment and startups in tourism? Now, there are many examples that India has started. If you go to the hill stations, we can see that the way the hospitality sector, they have themselves transformed, and the number of houses they are providing homestay arrangements to enhance the tourism sector, and the the different resorts that the way they have started already managing, keeping in mind the green technologies and also the principles of reduce and reuse. And now that is something positive. Now in this day of tourism, this awareness needs to be spread, and that is the best way of celebrating the day of tourism. And I think it's a great initiative taken by our one of the best institution, that is Hospitality and Tourism Institution, which is a top brand institution in the country, one of the best institutions in the country. And these are all due to the blessings of our Honorable Founder President and also the directions of our Honorable Chancellor. But the number of initiatives that the institutions have been taken in, and this is one of the initiatives. You can see the galaxy of the people who is who from the hospitality sector and the tourism sector, they are present over here. That is something that speaks volumes about it. Now, Dr. Sajnani, thank you very much. Thank you, your faculty members, for thinking to celebrate Day of Tourism, and which is befitting the motto and objective of our institution. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
You are watching Travel World Online.